Welcome back to Kosher MGTOW. It's been a long time since I've delivered an update in regards to this channel or what's been going on. I ended up putting a lot of the videos on unlisted and essentially almost took down the channel entirely, but I decided to bring it back because there are a number of items that I wanted to discuss on here with a bigger audience. And there are a lot of things on my mind, and I'm sure it's on your minds as well. The Israel conflict with Hamas, the whole situation there, why Israel and several of its citizens decided to party literally right on top of them, and for them to retaliate the way that they did. I mean, if you go to a place that you know you're not wanted by the border and you decide to have this massive musical concert and event where you're going to make all sorts of noise and party it up till all hours of the day and night, it's going to irritate some people to the point that they're going to actually have a response. So, am I totally surprised by the possibility of the other side fighting back and taking people for hostage? I guess I'm not entirely surprised. The fight back on Israel's side has been overwhelming and totally destructive. They have taken a lot of lives. The whole situation is sad, and I can't say that Israel is in the right at all whatsoever with what they're doing, because they have managed to create more enemies in this world now than they probably have at any other time in history. And that has a trickle-down effect when it comes to Jews worldwide, and it gives all Jews just this really bad rub-off and reputation. Israel, unfortunately, has been notorious for years to have leaders going under fake names, and then they go about and they do these things that just make you scratch your head in what they think is something for the chosen people, which inevitably ends up hurting others in the process. Does one equal the other? Absolutely not. Unfortunately, peace treaties and all these other things taken into consideration, you're not getting anywhere with it. And it's very disheartening when, you have to talk to somebody about it and you don't know how to share your feelings or emotions about it because you're conflicted. It's a really sad situation what has gone on in Israel, in the Middle East, the conflicts that have taken place, the new fighting that has gone on between different countries. Just wish things were a lot different out there. I have gone about and I've tried various dating apps to see if I could mend myself and get back into the real dating world, or the fake make-believe dating world, or the scam artist world. And there's not much good out there in those regards. A lot of these dating apps are fake profiles, fake everything. The women have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men sending them messages on a daily basis. The men are likely to get a pittance in responses to their messages and inquiries. The meetups, if they are few and far between, have been lackluster to say the least. And I'll talk about that a little more later, but I've been watching quite a few gold digger videos. It's a habit. You watch and see how women are approached by men in a friendly setting, in public, and you determine whether or not there is a genuine connection there. And obviously, more often than not, a woman is going to see an average man and be repulsed and want them to disappear or to be invisible because they only want to be hit on by the hottest men in the round, Chad and Tyrone. So, very simply put, the women walk away, then the men get into these fancy cars, and the women change their tune instantly and can't wait to turn around, jump up and down, smile from ear to ear, and flirt and mingle and talk to the rich men that they want to get connected with. And a huge percentage of women are in the same boat where they see the dollar signs, they see the status symbol, they see this beautiful, luxurious car, a Lamborghini, a truck of some sort, or a van, or Rolls Royce, convertible, whatever. They see the fancy sports car, they hear the room room, or the bleep bleep of the doors opening, and all of a sudden they can't wait because they see the dollar signs. They see their way out. They see this grand opportunity, this big blessing that they can all of a sudden assimilate and get with a man of status and high regards and a high value man. And all of a sudden they play a different character, and all of a sudden they want to have a chance to be involved in this person's inner circle so that they can get access to shopping, gifts, surprises, and all sorts of other money and different things and variables like that. And fortunately for the men doing the gold digger videos, a lot of them see right through it. Ask them some questions, get to the heart of the issue. Not a genuine connection, not interested in 50-50. Women want to be pampered and taken care of. They want to be provided for. They expect the men to bend over backwards and to continuously, not just from the beginning, but continuously, just shower them with attention, affection, money, prizes. It's insane. It's insane to say the least. So, if I'm trying to assimilate myself with the woman and they make one mistake, it's usually one and done. One strike and you're out. That's just the way that I like to operate. I have a problem when I meet women and they can't follow directions. I mean, something as simple as on a dating app. I can pretty much tell straight away if these women are legit. I will ask a simple question. Hey, can you send me a picture of yourself holding an item, like a roll of tape or a Kleenex box or something like that? And they can't send it back. They have to send back pictures of 55 other things. They're holding up two fingers, or they're down the street, down the hallway, and I'm like, why don't you send me a pic of yourself next to a street sign if you're outside? And then they can't do that, and then they have to show me pictures of themselves next to this tourist attraction, and I'm like, this is ridiculous, because now I'm under the belief that not only are you not real, but some other man is pretending to be you and stealing pictures from your Instagram or from your social media, or your boyfriend or your husband, or your relative, somebody's trying to pimp you out and trying to get your information. And overall, it's just if you can't produce a pic within a short period of time to prove that you're real, I just dismiss these profiles and these conversations within a matter of 8 to 10 lines. If I do establish a conversation and find out that they're real, take it offline, start texting, see if they want to meet up for coffee for anywhere between 15 minutes or so to 30 minutes max, just to see if you mesh well personality-wise with them. That's all you basically need. And I just recommend the men, hey, be yourself, be honest. And you can't say that you didn't try. You just, go about your business and see if there's any sort of connection whatsoever. Jew parties, by me, in the Midwest, few and far in between. Primarily because Jews are scared. They don't want to share their locations. They don't want to have massive attacks done to them. They don't want to be singled out. And the Jew parties, it's like layers. You have to contact somebody to find out more information about it. And then they can't give you any information until you pay in advance. So you got to pay to go to these events. And then after you pay, you got to wait till the week of so they can give you the address and the phone number and all the details and the timing of everything, because they don't want people to show up there that aren't invited. As if, they can stop that. Like, come on, anybody can get the information eventually. But the Jew parties, or lack thereof, I mean, how do you meet Jewish singles in the United States of America? You go to synagogue, or I was like, okay, well, I like volunteering. I'll do the event where they pack the boxes for Rosh Hashanah, and then I go to this thing first thing in the morning. I hurry up on a Sunday morning. I go out there, and it's like 60 plus. Everybody there is 60 plus. I'm like, where the heck are the young people? Where are the people that are younger and single, 20, 30, 40 somethings, middle aged? They're just not even there. Some of them bring their grandchildren or whatever to do, the yawning and the zombie walk and the snoring and whatever, pretending to work and volunteer. It's it's a production to say the very least. But I'm currently in a random conundrum here because I want the channel to have some level of communication and back and forth, but not really getting much of a reaction. So um, that lends to another topic of conversation, and it's not necessarily related to this channel. It's just relating to life in general. I don't think I'm alone with this question in mind for somebody that's either uh, in the process of going towards middle age or am middle age or whatever. But do you ever feel like you're waiting for something to happen? And you know that your life can't continue to the next chapter until something happens. And I don't want to go into very specifics, but I mean, it could be job related, it could relate to a relative in the family, it could relate to some sort of a happening, the birth of a child or whatever. You just feel like you're frozen, you're stuck in place, and you don't know what to do. And that got me to thinking, like, how do you handle something like that? And then I was thinking, well, you can be productive in the meanwhile. You can have some fun. You can make little changes. If there's things that you don't like and you hate, change it. If it's sometimes you get stuck in something, and then you have to find your way to get unstuck. And sometimes it could be little changes. You see something sitting on the couch and you don't like it. You just take it off the couch, throw it in a bag, and shove it in another room or in a closet or in a drawer so that you don't have to see it anymore. Things like, your diet plan. If you feel like you're getting bloated all the time by having dairy of any kind, cheese, melted, regular cheese, or milk or whatever products, desserts, whatever, and you just feel like, well, the sugar isn't agreeing with me, or the dairy isn't agreeing with me, or, possibly you can change up the amount of carbohydrates you're ingesting, or change up your exercise plan. Instead of jogging, you can walk. Instead of going uphill, you can go intermittent, you can go the high intensity interval training. If you tired of lifting with your arms, lift with your legs. Uh, just trying to explore the different possibilities, and having a reaction to it, maybe journaling and cataloging that reaction, possibly, to get yourself unstuck instead of having the routine that you have. Think about an hour in the day when it's variable, and the hour in the day that you would typically spend getting onto your smart device and doing various things. Instead of doing that, maybe you go out, maybe you go to a store, maybe you do something selfish, maybe you buy yourself something, maybe you try to interact with people in a different environment and see if that changes up the monotony of the mess at all whatsoever. I just wanted to hop on here to provide an update. Obviously, uh, do I wish that things were better on the dating front? I think in terms of modern dating and today's society, you've got, you got 10% of people that just have no money to speak of whatsoever, and they're living, that they're struggling just to eat. And then you have another 10% that are just filthy, loaded and rich, and then you have a whole bunch in the middle that are just, living paycheck to paycheck, and then you have others that are surviving off of other family members' money and influence and power and status. It's all across the board. You got people from broken homes, you got people that are arranged in marriages and different things, and some people take things into consideration that really affect their lives and others. So it's a weird time that I wish that women would learn how to be more feminine and learn to follow directions, be more submissive. Show genuine attractiveness and attention to detail, and be good companions. And unfortunately, they would prefer to misbehave. They would prefer to show more masculine trends. They would decide it would be much better for them to be, feminist in their thoughts and feelings and emotions. And, little by little, when all these things add up, and these women decide that they're going to let themselves go, they're not going to take care of themselves, they're not going to be clean, they're going to become cat ladies, they're just going to ignore what men can do for them, and they have these extraordinary high explosive expectations, and then their rhetoric and their conversations are they're insufferable. And at some point, like, you just got to say to yourself, okay, well, if this box isn't checked, and this box isn't checked, and this box isn't checked, then what can I think about doing long term with this woman at all whatsoever, if they're constantly going to just ignore and nag and complain and just drive you up a wall and make you batshit insane? This is Kosher MGTOW. I did a talk today. What do you think?